Here's the run-up, swing of the right leg, and we're underway.
Here we go.
You know what time the game starts? All right, here we go, fellas. Let's have a little fun today. Is anybody else tired, or is it just me? I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
From the goal line to 5 to 10 to 15. Through a hole to the 20, to the 30, outside to the 40. He may be gone. Midfield to the 40, the 30, the 25, 20, the 10, 5. Touchdown for Desmond Howard.
What is going on, boys? It's halftime. It's halftime. I'm sensing a much different mood than we had at halftime last week. So right now I'm joined by, as always, Ryan Schoberg from Packers Worldwide. And we've got a special guest today, Jacob Westendorf from Game On Wisconsin. Thank you, Jacob, for joining us. Boys, I mean, pretty good start to the first half. Can't really be too upset with anything I saw there. Offense, defense. What are you guys thinking?
Hey,
we got
How's it going?
We got Kerry Sprecher coming in at the last hour, so we've got a full house now here. So I'm going to throw it to you, Schoberg, first. What are you seeing in that first half?
Man, we were really wondering how this team was going to respond to getting hit in the mouth last week in that last 3 quarters, I guess you could say, of the game. First possession of offense, pretty efficient after that penalty gifted us first down. But middle of the field has been open, pass or run. Rodgers was efficient, 5 for 6 on the first drive, 37 yards and a touchdown. Then the defense came out, 3rd and out, or 3 and out, really set the tone for the game going forward. But that defense brought the aggressiveness to the Texans. We wanted to see what they would do after the Buccaneers kind of did whatever they wanted last weekend against the Packers defense. But Westendorf, what do you got for us from the first half?
I am happy with the performance of the offensive line. That was the big concern without David Bakhtiari. They played Billy Turner at left tackle, and I know Billy Turner is what I call the offensive scapegoat. That's the one everybody blames when something goes wrong. So when people saw him playing left tackle, I'm sure everybody went like, oh my God, is that going to be the thing? But so far, the offensive line has held up well in protection. The only time Rodgers got sacked was a play that got nullified by a penalty. And they haven't run the ball as well as I anticipated them being able to do, but maybe that's something they can do in the second half because they've dominated the time of possession. But the pass protection's been there. The only real beef I have with the first half is Matt LaFleur punting from 4th and 2 from midfield, and Houston got the ball within like 3 plays right back to where they punted from, which is really the first time he's punted in a situation where I thought they should go for it all season. So I'll forgive him because Houston didn't end up scoring. The Packers did end up getting a touchdown before the half, but that's really, I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, we're nitpicking. The front has been great. The pass rush has been awesome. The Smith brothers have been active. Rashawn Gary has been active. I am very thrilled with the activity of this team. They definitely look like a team that put last week behind them. Now, I would put some caution out. This Texans team can put up points in bunches. That's still Deshaun Watson over there. You got to keep playing ball in the second half.
What about you, Kieran? What are you seeing in the first half? Anything jumping out to you concerning or, offensively or defensively, or is it just all smiles for you too?
I think everyone nailed it. I think the one big thing about the offensive line, though, is when I think it was a 3rd down right before we didn't go for it on 2nd down or on 4th down. J.J. Watt lined up over Rick Wagner, and that was like the one like mismatch. Like Billy Turner's been doing great over there, but that all of a sudden you're like, that hopefully they don't go to that well too many times. We're gonna have to figure that one out. But yeah, 21-0, all smiles on this end. I thought the tackling was really good. No one really brought that up. I thought the passive defense, we're still letting them catch the ball, but we're hitting them right when they catch it instead of letting them get the yards after the catch. I think that was like the biggest thing on defense, and Schoberg mentioned across the middle, wide open every time. It's fantastic to watch. Even when Rodgers doesn't even have a great throw, that one to Adams, it was behind him and whatever, but he still is able to slow down, catch it, and get 20 yards after the catch. That's the good stuff.
That's a great point, Kieran. Raven Green out there has been fantastic in the middle of the field, both in coverage and in run support. So that's something that I haven't seen this year yet. Maybe it took him a while to get going, but he's been really good. You said it. They did make a couple of completions over the middle, but boom, immediate tackles for loss, no yak, no missed tackles, anything like that. Looks like Gary and Zadarius Smith had kind of some minor tweaks to their ankles, but it looks like like they're both okay. So I kind of had a little bit of a stop in my heart there when I saw Za'Darius going off the field. Typically we start this off pretty quick, but boys, like, what are you drinking? What do we got going on here? I'm on keto, so I'm still rocking my vodka sodas. Schoberg, are you still? Oh no, he's switching it up here today.
Yeah, no, we're staying on the brand with the IPA, but we have the milkshake IPA, the dragon fruit. It's nectar from our Excelsior Brewery out of the Twin Cities.
Very nice, very nice. Kieran, what do you got?
It's just Central Waters double IPA. It's called Illumination.
Nice. And our friend Jacob, what do you got for us?
I'm actually between beers. My Spotted Cow's in my Packers fridge right over here. So
okay, fair.
That's what took me so long to get on. I had to go reload before we got on.
Hey, it's better than having your fridge empty, which it was on Thursday.
Yeah, I know. Well, I said last Sunday, it got emptied. That was a bad night.
If you're gonna be late to get another beer, that's totally worth it. No worries. So guys, like any knee-jerk reactions, I know, halftime, it's either like doom and gloom or, it's the best half you've ever seen in your life. I mean, for me, I just love seeing them come out and running that offense again. I think they got away from what was really working last week in Tampa Bay. Rodgers looked flustered, throwing off his back foot. Although I don't think that second interception had anything to do with him throwing off his back foot like that analyst team said. The first one, yes, I totally see them not having that mustard on there, but that second one,
they were reaching a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit lazy, but I really enjoyed watching Devontae Adams just kind of run across the middle of the field unchecked, as we saw in the first 4 weeks. So defensively, hey, I'm gonna say it. You guys give me shit when he's not playing well, but Josh Jackson is having a good first half, and Josh Jackson had a pretty good game last game. I know he had that slip on the touchdown and a holding call, but outside of that, he made some really, really big plays on third down, looking to carry that over in this game, and a huge kind of opportunity for him with the absence of Kevin King. Anything else sticking out to you, Schoberg? Or are you going to apologize to me for all the Josh?
No, I tip my cap.
Okay.
I tip my cap there. Josh Jackson's had a good half, but I'm going to give a whole lot of praise right now to Chris Barnes. He's been all over the field, literally sideline to sideline, in the middle. Doesn't matter where you're at. Chris Barnes seems to be around the ball nonstop. 7 tackles by himself, 1 sack, 1 TFL, 1 QB hit in the first half out of the linebacker position, which doesn't really get after the quarterback that much in Mike Pettine's scheme. Preston Smith as well. He only has 1 tackle in the stat sheet. Everything else is a 0, but he's been around the ball as well. He's been far more active than we've seen in the first part of the season here early on. So we've been hard on Preston Smith throughout the week. I've been hard on Preston Smith throughout the week. Ryan, so, hey, it's good to see him around the ball and really getting after the quarterback here.
Well, that just confirms that Preston Smith does, in fact, watch PWW halftime hits and has taken your advice to heart. So thank you, Ryan. Kieran, what do you got? Anything that you're seeing that's jumping out? Maybe overreaction, positive, negative? What do you got?
Well, I think the biggest overreaction has been the commentary so far about if they're talking about the Packers defensive line, if you're going to include Za'Darius and Preston, yeah, I guess Montravius has shown flashes. I wouldn't say he's been a huge production guy.
They said one of the best rotational defensive linemen is what he said.
I think he used the word productive, and I was like, that's just never really been the word to use with Montravius. I do love Montravius, but and I want to see more of him, but I thought that was interesting, and there was something else. But moving on, the Jamal Williams playing without a helmet. I think that was the funniest knee-jerk reaction. That needs to be turned into a GIF. I know you guys, Westendorf, you guys talk to him all the time, but that's just his MO right there. It was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, that energy he has is contagious and it's fun. It's got me like doing that whole headbang thing in the middle of the hallway. He's awesome. I'll jump at Jay Sternberger. That was nice to see him get a touchdown. I know he's not dominating the game. I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but it was nice to see him score, put some of that. I tweeted earlier in the week if Robert Tonyan wasn't going to be able to play, I thought he had an opportunity, and it was kind of met with, oh yeah, like Jay Sternberger is going to do anything. And he did. He scored a touchdown. Good for him. I look to see something from him in the second half. The other thing I want to comment about is through the first 4 or 5 weeks, we talked about this run defense and how bad it's been. Honestly, I know they gave up over 100 on the ground last week, but a lot of that came after the game and the score was already not in question anymore. this run defense has gotten better over the last 3 games. Montravius Adams has played better. I know Kirian just mentioned that. Dean Lowry has played better today. They don't have Tyler Lancaster, but he was playing better before he got injured. And having Kenny Clark back obviously helps a few things as well. Kamal Martin's been relatively active. That was nice to see, and it was interesting to see he is active for the first time and he's starting. So they clearly like him quite a bit. I'm interested to see that tandem of him and Chris Barnes. Again, get out of here, win this game. The one thing I want to see in this second half is grab him by the throat and step on it. Get that defensive mentality of it's 21-0. The final score of this game is going to be 42-0. I want them blown away. Don't do the clock is your friend play. Our guys at Lombardi's Bar call it the pet defense. It's more commonly known as the prevent defense. Play the game all the way through because, again, they can put points up in bunches. They still have playmakers that can change the game at the drop of the hat, even on the defensive side of the ball. J.J. Watt gets a strip sack, and all of a sudden 21-7 can turn into 21-14 very quickly.
I'm going to go right off that. My biggest start note for an adjustment for the second half was to stay aggressive defensively and don't sit back in that pet and defense that you mentioned, that prevent defense that we love to get in when we get up by 3 scores or more. And then all of a sudden, like you said, a couple chance plays and the Texans are right back in this game. Kind of deja vu going to last week with Tom Brady and how the team kind of seemed shell-shocked after Aaron Rodgers turned the ball over a couple times. And then on offense, we've attacked the middle of the field a little bit with a lot of success. Now I want to see us attack the middle of the field a lot and keep that success going. You have the running game that's working up the middle. You have the pass game that's working on those crossers, the slants. Everything to the middle of the field is wide open. Keep working the sideline as you feel fit because that's, quite frankly, that's been working as well. This defense is like Swiss cheese, but work the middle of the field a little bit more and show us promise going into these next couple of weeks. Like Westendorf said, 42-0 would be a lot better than 28-13 going back home to Lambeau.
Gary Beatty, friend of show, is jumping in here saying that the turning point of the game was the opening kickoff. Very, very confident, Gary. We appreciate it. More running the ball. I agree, Gary. We want to see some more A.J. Dillon, but he's getting some out there today. He hasn't got a whole lot of production there. Jamal Williams is arguably, RB1 for sure today. Kieran, what are you seeing as far as second half adjustments that the Packers or the Texans need to make?
I think everyone nailed it. Just be aggressive. I know the unaggressiveness to not go for it on 4th down, that could have turned into a touchdown there, and then they could have gotten the ball back at half. We don't get that extra touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 14-14 halfway through the third quarter. Obviously, that's not the situation, and they shot themselves in the foot, and that's what 1 in 5 teams do. And we got lucky there. They had the penalty, and they missed the 40-yard field goal. Gary almost got in there. But, yeah, they shot themselves in the foot towards the end, and we capitalized. So just keep being aggressive. We are the better team. Go for it on 4th and 2 from their 40 every time.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I'll defend Matt LaFleur a little bit there because it was they didn't go for it, but what a punt and what a special teams play by Equinemius St. Brown on the 1 yard line, right? Like that was, I'm always like all gas, no fucking break, guys. I'm with you. I'm just saying.
Always. You clearly aren't always.
Yeah,
all
you
gas,
just
no
defended a punt.
It's just nice when they make that conservative play and your special teams unit makes you right.
Well,
That's
JK Scott is the weapon. So if he does anything but that, I'm gonna be pretty pissed off.
Well, and then there's EQ on the back end, kind of shades of Jake Kumaro on special teams as a gunner there, making a good play. So it's nice to see, not a huge impact on the offensive side of the field, but it's nice to see him getting back and getting healthy and making an impact in the game.
All right, man. So we have the game going here. What are some final score predictions going around the table? I'll start with Bowman here since he's been commentating, so he's been facilitating. Let's go to Bowman, hear from him before we get back.
I don't expect them to get a shutout here. We've all mentioned that the Texans offense can score in bunches, so I expect them to at least get something on the board. I'm going to go final score 31-10 is my final score prediction.
Kieran, what do you got?
I got 34-14.
Jacob?
42-14.
I'm with you. I think this game gets in the 40s. So let's go 45. We want to get Mason Crosby involved. He's feeling a little bit lonely. 45-10. And PWW halftime hits. Thanks for joining us, guys. Ryan Bowman,
Before we go,
and Game On Wisconsin Jacob Wessendorf, we're turning it to Bowman. What do you got, Bowman?
Yeah, I'm just saying, before you guys go, I know we got our Game On Wisconsin post-game show. So, Jacob, tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on tonight.
Yeah, Matt Robbins is joining us, so hopefully he's had a few drinks and he's really happy in this kind of mood. So that'll be fun.
Well, he joined us at halftime last week, and it was very fun. So I can only imagine that he's twice as fun by the time that the game's over.
Oh, yeah.
That we're winning. So if you guys are not following Game On Wisconsin, make sure you are. Make sure you're checking out that show. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will hopefully be celebrating a win after the show.
Go Pack Go.
For Game On Wisconsin and PWW, I am out.
Now here's the run-up. Swing of the right leg, and we're underway.
Here we go.
You know what time the game starts? All right, here we go, fellas.